Hello, this is going to be a review of the HTC Droid Eris smartphone. Here's a quick look at the phone itself. You see we have 3 physical buttons on the front. The middle is a trackball that clicks. On the back we have a 5 megapixel camera, a mic, and a USB port on the bottom. This thing can charge through USB, and it also comes with a wall adapter for power as well, so you don't have to have a computer to charge. I know there are some people on the internet that are concerned about that. So you do not need a computer to charge this phone. Also below the touch screen we have a home button, a menu button, a back button, and a search button. And of course the HTC logo on the bottom and the Google logo on the back, because this phone does run Android. Now I'm going to go ahead and kill the light, and I'm going to start starting it up, and now I'll talk about it a bit. One problem I have with this phone is the fact that it does take forever to start up. I've actually started just leaving the phone on overnight and putting it on silent, mainly because, as I said, it just takes too long to turn on. And you can pick one of these up at a Verizon store for about $80 with a rebate, which is a pretty good price for a smartphone. The phone has a 528 MHz processor and 288 megabytes of RAM. So they're pretty basic smartphone specs as well. This phone shipped with Android version 1.5, I believe. This phone here is running version 2.1. There's probably going to be a 2.2 update sometime in the near future, but as of now it's only running 2.1. And we are still waiting. And there we go, finally. And that's my bird in the background, yay. Now you can see this phone unlocks sort of like the iPhone, although you actually pull this bar here down. Okay, now we're greeted with the home screen. The weather just loaded. We're going to get an obnoxious weather notification that covers the entire home screen. Yeah, I just love that. So you have a nice big clock, convenient weather, and everything else, being Android, is completely customizable. If you were to ask me the biggest advantage of getting this over an iPhone, that would probably be it. The customization. You can see at the top, just went away, I hope you could see that. You can get notifications up here, previews of emails, text messages, and they will all pop up right on the top bar. Very convenient. You can also pull the top bar down and see your recent text messages. Like you can see someone there just texted me. And you can hit the clear button to get rid of all those. Now, as I said, I have my home screen set up this way. You could have it set up completely differently. It all depends because it is so customizable. Now I'm going to give you a demo of the mail program. We open it up. You can see I have a new email. I'm not going to open any of these are all just YouTube emails, but the program is organized quite well. Scrolling is pretty good. Overall, a pretty good mail program. You can also use multiple email accounts. Now we have messages. Messaging program. Now you can see all the text messages, if this were a longer conversation, would pop up just like that one going down the page. To send a reply, you tap there, and you can get the HTC portrait keyboard. You can also tilt it this way if you want to get the full-size landscape keyboard. But I'll just tilt it back this way. You can see the keyboard is very responsive, very accurate for a virtual keyboard. Overall, I really would have to give it a 5 out of 5. The virtual keyboard on this phone is really just amazing. It's probably one of the best features of the phone. Now we'll go back to the home screen by pressing that shortcut on the bottom. And now let's demonstrate the web browser. And how do you like that? To get the address bar, you just scroll all the way up to the top. You can see it there. We'll get rid of that for now. Now I guess we'll try doing a Google search just to demonstrate that. And since I'm demoing an HTC phone, I'll go ahead and go to the HTC website. What I think is kind of funny is that HTC, a company that makes mobile phones actually doesn't have their site automatically forward to the mobile site if you're going on a phone. Notice how that was highlighted in green as I clicked. That's a great way to see if you click the right thing. Okay, now we start off, since this is a non-mobile site, we'll start off with an overview of the entire page as soon as it loads. It's a pretty big website. Now, the best feature I think that HTC built into this browser by far, I'll let it finish loading there, pinch to zoom, which is going to be a little bit laggy because we are trying to load that big thing at the top of the page. You can pinch, zoom in, and now we can just scroll around the page. Like I said, that stupid giant graphic thing at the top there is kind of making the whole browser lag, but you still get a pretty good idea. The scrolling is generally quite smooth. So that's about all there is to see of the browser. Let's go to the home screen. Now, one third-party app I'd recommend for anyone using this phone, or most Android phones in general, is the Advanced Task Manager Free Edition. This program allows you to get a full list of everything that's running on the phone. Since it's taking so long to load, that's quite a bit, as you can see. And you can click this right here and end all of the processes that are running, therefore freeing up resources and overall making the phone faster. And if you do that every once in a while, just end all the processes, as long as you're not trying to multitask, you can make your battery life a lot longer now. Let's take a look at the camcorder function. I put a shortcut to this on my home screen. I'll demonstrate customization in a moment. Unfortunately, it's dark in here, so you really can't see much of anything. The camera will autofocus. It autofocuses for pictures, and it will set the focus automatically when you start a video, although it will not autofocus during videos. So unless you start it in macro mode, you're not going to be getting any macro shots. And I can also tell you that the audio quality is rather unimpressive on videos on this phone. And of course, I mean, this is no iPhone, so believe me, it does not have an HD video camera. It shoots in some rather odd resolution. I can't remember. I can actually find that out. It's 352 by 288 of all odd resolutions. Now let's go back to the home screen. Now, Android, by default, comes with 3 home screens. This phone, HTC, built in 7. Yes, 7 home screens. So you can do, because it's Android, you can do whatever you want with all of them. It's completely customizable, completely up to you. For instance, I put some shortcuts of people I call often on here, along with the market settings. Then I have a message app on here. And I don't even have anything to do with that last one. Notice how the background image kind of scrolls slowly as you go between screens. You go this way, we have mail preview, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. As I said, you could do something completely different if you wanted to. This is just my preference to set it up this way. I mean, you can make the phone look however you want. That's the beauty of Android. The customizability is just amazing, really. And here's a look at the basic phone menu. You can get a full list of all your apps right there. So that's nice and convenient as well. And as far as customizing screens, if you just hold something down, like for instance the settings icon, look, I can drag it and put it there. Or back up there. And it's just, as I've said a million times, beautifully customizable. You can also add all sorts of widgets and shortcuts and folders and just about anything you can imagine. And a lot of times you forget this when you're reviewing a smartphone. There is, of course, that certain little thing that's called a phone function. Okay, that's a problem when you're trying to do a review of a phone you've been using for a few weeks. The problem is you have a lot of private stuff on it that you don't want people on the internet to see. So I'm trying to creatively block a few private phone numbers and get you a view of the phone itself. Overall, it's pretty nice. If I were to scroll this down, you'd be able to see all my recent calls, but I don't want people's phone numbers to be shown on here that don't want their phone numbers to be seen. Well, that's about it for this review of the phone. I think I've covered just about everything. I'm sure I forgot something, but that's just me. So, thank you very much for watching. Let's turn the phone off. And I have one last little thing to show. Whenever it's done. This is an Otterbox case, which is something I'd recommend getting because it's a very well built case. You can see you start by putting the phone inside of this soft silicone jacket. It covers the volume buttons and makes them usable. You have flaps for the USB port and 8mm headphone jack I forgot to mention. And also, you then put this hard piece of plastic over it as well. So when you put this on top of that, I mean, it's just a very nice case overall. It makes the phone a lot more durable, a little bit thicker, but still much nicer. Well, that's it. Thank you very much for watching.